Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at a company that really almost overnight redefined how we consume media globally. Our mission, as always, is to understand the success story here at ByteDance and its founder, Zhang Yiming. We'll be digging into the sources that reveal their core strategy. And welcome to our channel, Trade with China. We are in the new session, China Business Stories, introducing the most prosperous Chinese international companies and their establishers' stories. We believe this insight is vital to future cooperations and just getting a better understanding in trades with China. So today we're going to talk about Zhang Yiming, the founder of ByteDance. This is China's most valuable private tech company and actually the world's largest social media firm by revenue. I mean, this is the company transforming global digital experiences with platforms like, TikTok, and also leading advances in artificial intelligence through tools like CapCut and Lemon 8. You will probably be surprised by just how significant their presence is in the world today.
Oh, absolutely. It's genuinely a story of, well, unprecedented speed. The sources often call ByteDance's rise a miracle, and the scale is just staggering. Think about it. By 2020, its valuation had already blown past $100 billion.
Wow.
And just in China alone, Douyin, that includes the Volcano edition, hit over 600 million daily active users by August 2020. I mean, that kind of influence puts them firmly in China's four major factions, right alongside giants like Tencent, Alibaba, and Baidu.
Okay, that definitely sets the stage. So let's unpack that crucial early decision. We know Zhang Yiming went all in on short video late in 2016, right? Backing it with, what, $1 billion RMB?
At least that, yeah.
But, competitors like Kuaishou were already out there. Wasn't committing that kind of capital. Well, wasn't it a huge risk? Maybe even reckless.
That's the really interesting part. The sources show it was actually highly calculated, and the key was delaying it. See, they first talked about entering the market back in 2014, which some called the mobile short video year in China, but they held back. They felt their resources were maybe a bit strained at the time. And by early 2015, Zhang Yiming himself apparently admitted they felt they'd already missed it, like the boat had sailed.
Ah, okay. So the late entry in 2016, that wasn't missing the trend. It was a deliberate strategic choice to wait.
Precisely. They basically let the predecessors, Kuaishou, Tencent, Lishi, do the, let's call it the dirty work.
Okay.
Cultivating those initial user habits, proving the concept works, establishing that baseline market. ByteDance waited until the conditions, the technical and social infrastructure, were really perfect for mass scale.
So what were those conditions? What finally convinced Zhang Yiming, okay, now is the time for that billion RMB push?
The team identified three key converging factors. First one was production.
Production.
Yeah, the cost and the sheer complexity of actually making video content just plummeted. We went from what you might call movie 1.0, think big cinema productions, to personal 3.0. Anyone could make decent quality video with just the phone in their pocket.
Right, democratization of content creation, which leads to distribution, ByteDance's real strength.
Exactly. The second factor, distribution. The power shifted completely away from traditional gatekeepers, like TV networks or movie theaters. In the internet era, distribution basically split two ways. There's user-led sharing, like forwarding stuff on social media, and then there's the much, much more powerful method, smart algorithm distribution. And that only really became feasible with widespread 4G, the start of 5G, and data plans becoming cheap enough. That old barrier, high cost, slow speed for mobile video, it just disappeared.
Okay, production costs down, distribution supercharged by algorithms, and faster networks. What was the final piece?
Interaction. Short video offered something really potent. Immediate, open, instant gratification. It fit perfectly into those, fragmented little blocks of time we all have now waiting for the bus, standing in line.
Get those micro moments?
Exactly. So once those three pieces, cheap production, fast algorithmic distribution, and that instant interaction, once they all clicked into place, then they went all in.
Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. The actual product development, the branding. The sources say Douyin went through something like 15 different versions quietly between launching in September 2016 and really pushing it 6 months later. Let's talk about those early choices. The name, for instance.
Yeah. Okay, story number one. The name change. It actually launched as AME, A.ME.
AME, meaning?
Apparently it was meant to mean adore me, reflecting the confidence of the young target audience they were going after. But market research pretty quickly showed that AME was kind of hard to remember, maybe awkward to pronounce easily. So within just 3 months, by December 2016, they rebranded.
To Douyin, which means?
Well, Douyin was found to be catchier, newer sounding, and it immediately suggests music and movement. The Douyin part means like shake or tremble, and yin means sound or music. Think like tapping your foot to a beat, that kind of vibe. It just perfectly captured the idea of a music-focused short video community.
And they even built that shaking idea visually into the logo, right?
They did. That dark logo, the one that fuses the drama with a musical note, it's actually pretty clever. It uses something called glitch art, or color offset. See how the red and green borders are slightly misaligned?
Yeah, I see that.
That's intentional.
Yeah.
It creates this visual instability, a sense of dynamism, like it's literally shaking or trembling. It makes a logo pop, feel energetic, and really stand out from competitors' cleaner designs.
That focus on the feel, the psychology.
Yeah.
It leads right into the app's secret sauce, doesn't it? Zhang Yiming once said something like, "Many problems in life are caused by a lack of delayed gratification." And it seems they built an app designed for the exact opposite. Pure, immediate gratification.
Oh, absolutely. The design choices are pure applied psychology. It's often called an addiction model, and you can see why. Think about that immersive experience. Black background fills the whole screen.
And crucially, it hides the clock, right? And the phone's status bar.
Exactly. It's like casino design, digitally. Minimize external cues, minimize distractions. You lose track of time. It leads to that common saying, right? 3 minutes on Dune, 2 hours have passed on Earth.
Yeah. It's built like a continuous reward loop.
Precisely. It uses the hook model perfectly. You open the app, that's the trigger. You do a simple action swipe up, and bam, instant reward. A new video tailored just for you. But crucially, it's a variable reward.
You don't know exactly what's coming next.
Right, and that variability is what keeps the dopamine flowing, makes you want to swipe just one more time.
But that tailoring, that hyper-personalization, that relies on some serious engineering. The user preference algorithm.
Yeah, every single thing you do, how long you watch, whether you like, skip, comment at all, feeds back into refining your personal profile. The algorithm is constantly trying to optimize what the sources call your satisfaction function. Get you exactly what keeps you watching.
Okay, but there's another algorithm that seems just as important, especially for creators. This decentralized traffic thing.
Ah, yes, the horse racing algorithm, as they apparently call it internally. This is maybe the real game changer for the content side of the ecosystem.
Horse racing. How does that work?
It's basically about meritocracy, a level playing field, sort of. Every single new video, doesn't matter if it's from a huge star, a big V, or just some random person, a Lurangia, an ordinary passerby.
Okay.
It gets put into a small initial traffic pool, maybe 500 to 1,000 views. Those first viewers are like judges. If the video performs well on key metrics, completion rate, likes, shares, comments, then it gets promoted to the next much larger pool, maybe 50,000 views, maybe more.
I see. So good stuff rises, regardless of who made it.
Exactly. It ensures that quality content, stuff people actually engage with, always has a chance to break through, even against established names. It maximizes the diversity and, frankly, the overall quality of the content you see. Keeps things fresh.
Which fuels the whole content engine, right? Gives new creators a real shot. Okay, so let's shift to growth. That acceleration phase, starting mid-2017. Story number 3. There was this sort of accidental moment that really kicked off their influence marketing, wasn't there?
Yeah, the sources point to a key moment in March 2017. It involved a very famous comedian, Yu Yunpeng. An ordinary user posted a video, and they looked uncannily like him. A real doppelganger.
Oh, okay.
So Douyin staff and other users saw this and thought, okay, opportunity. They started tagging the real Yu Yunpeng using the @ symbol to get his attention.
So they kind of crowdsourced the outreach.
Sort of, yeah. Leveraged user excitement. And eventually Yu Yunpeng saw it, thought it was funny, and retweeted it. The result was this massive traffic surge, like 80,000 likes, 5,000 shares, which was huge then.
Wow.
And crucially, everyone saw the Douyin watermark on that viral clip. It made the brand famous almost overnight. And that really validated their strategy of trying to bring celebrities onto the platform, paving the way for more deliberate influence marketing.
And once they had that visibility, They really leaned into using social networks for user growth.
Oh, yeah. They quickly rolled out what they called the communal trust strategy. Some called it address book fishing.
Address book fishing. Sounds intense.
No, it was aggressive. They strongly encouraged users to sync their phone contacts. The idea was to leverage existing trust. If your friend joins, you see their stuff immediately, it pulls you in, makes the platform stickier, faster, without spending tons on ads for every single new user.
Smart. And it's also important to remember, they weren't initially trying to fight Kuaishou head-on in Kuaishou's territory, were they?
No, that segmentation was really key early on. Douyin went specifically after the fashion-forward educated youth in the big Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities.
Right.
Kuaishou's base was mostly in Tier 3, Tier 4 cities, more rural areas. So Douyin carved out this distinct, maybe more aspirational urban brand identity right from the start, bypassed a direct fight initially.
And almost from day one, Zhang Yiming had global ambitions, which led very quickly to TikTok.
Yeah, the global vision wasn't an afterthought. It seems like it was always part of the plan. TikTok launched in May 2017, right as Douyin was really taking off in China. But the really smart, pivotal move was acquiring Musical later that year for about $1 billion.
Right, Musical was already big with younger users in the West.
Exactly. That acquisition wasn't just about taking out a competitor. Musical.ly gave TikTok instant access to that loyal, young, Western user base. And maybe just as importantly, it gave them an experienced overseas operations team that understood those markets. That was huge.
And they learned quickly that just translating wasn't enough for global success. It needed real localization.
Absolutely. The example often cited is Japan. Getting traction there required true localization. That meant hiring teams who really got the local culture, not just the language. For instance, they found Japanese users tend to prefer group activities, sort of bundling socially, so they adapted the platform, offered more group challenges, shared creation tools, things that fit the local norms, helping the app feel less foreign and integrate more smoothly into what was, a historically quite cautious social media market.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. We've got the calculated late entry, the super addictive psychological design, the clever algorithms, the smart marketing, the global push. Looking ahead now, what are the big trends we should be watching? Where is ByteDance focusing its energy?
Well, number one, without a doubt, is e-commerce. They are pushing hard to integrate shopping directly into the experience. Think mini programs, product showcases right in the feed. They're making it easier for everyone, not just big brands, to sell stuff using short videos or live streams.
Building their own marketplace, essentially.
Exactly. Creating this really robust internal ecosystem. It's a direct challenge to the traditional e-commerce players, moving way beyond just relying on ad revenue. And alongside that, they're pouring resources into managing the ecosystem with tech. Things like the deduplication algorithm.
Deduplication, to stop people copying videos.
Pretty much. It heavily penalizes copied or unoriginal content. This forces creators to be innovative, keeps the platform fresh and high quality, which, is essential if you want to keep capturing people's attention.
It really does feel like their core product isn't just video, it's the hyper-efficient capture and monetization of our fragmented attention. That's the ultimate commodity now.
That efficiency is definitely their superpower. Being able to deliver exactly what you want to see right now, maybe even before you know you want it, faster and better than pretty much anyone else.
Wow. This has been a really insightful deep dive into ByteDance. We've covered Zhang Yiming's calculated risk, entering the market late, the kind of psychological genius behind the app's design, hiding the clock, that immersive feel and those key algorithms, user preference, the horse racing system for content, and deduplication for quality.
Yeah, and while they face some significant headwinds, geopolitical pressures, regulatory issues in places like India, ongoing scrutiny in the US, their relentless focus on global scale, their aggressive hiring worldwide, and especially building out that self-sustaining commerce engine, it suggests they're pretty well positioned to navigate these challenges and keep pushing forward.
The future of digital engagement unfolding right before us. Well, if you found this breakdown of ByteDance's strategy useful, we'd love to hear from you. Your comments really encourage us to realize our video value and encourage us to update more useful information. If you like this kind of content, please press like and subscribe us not to miss the possibility to understand and make money in trades with China.